Hello students, in the current video I will explain debentures. I will cover the topics such as what is debentures, types of debentures, features, advantages and limitations of debentures. These topics will be covered in this video. Already I made video regarding the equity shares as well as preference shares. I will share the link in the I button as well as in the description box. Please do watch that video to understand better the concept of equity shares as well as preference shares. A debenture is a document or a certificate issued by the company under its seal acknowledging the debt taken by the company. Here what will happen? The company will raise the money in the form of debenture from the general public. In return, the company will give a certificate stating that I have raised or I have taken so much of amount at so much of interest rate from XYZ individual. So that certificate acknowledging the debt taken by the company is called as debenture. According to the Companies Act 2013, debenture includes debenture stock, bonds or any other securities of a company whether constituting a charge over the assets of the company or not. So debenture includes a bond or a certificate or a security acknowledging the debt taken by the company. It may be constituting a charge on asset or may not be. In the sense what? Security might be kept on all the assets or security may not be available. That we will discuss in the types of debentures, whether secured or unsecured. Precisely, debenture is a document acknowledging the loan taken by the company. I hope I made you understand this definition of debentures. Now we will take up the topic types of debentures. Here there are 6 types of debentures. Under that, first one is unsecured debentures are not given any security on the assets of the company. It is also called as simple or naked debentures. This type of debentures are treated as unsecured creditor at the time of winding up or liquidation of the company. In the sense, precisely no security will be available to these debenture holder at the time of liquidation or closing the company. These people are called as unsecured creditors only. Secured debentures are given security on assets of the company. It is also called as mortgage debenture because these debentures are given against any mortgage of the assets of the company. Here security is of 2 types. While issuing the debentures, if we keep particular asset as a security, that is mortgage debenture kind of a thing. But sometimes while issuing the debentures, we will keep all the assets as a security. In that case, charge over all the assets, you can say. So debentures are issued whenever by giving some security or charge over the asset. Those debentures are called as secured debentures. Redeemable debentures, irredeemable debentures. Redeemable debentures are to be redeemed on the expiry of certain time period. After the completion of the time period, these debentures will be redeemed. The interest paid periodically and initial investment is returned after the fixed maturity period. Interest will be paid periodically. It may be 6 months or annually. After the expiry of the maturity period, the debenture holders will be paid off their money. Irredeemable debentures. These debentures cannot be redeemed during the lifetime of the company or business. Non-convertible debentures and convertible debentures. Non-convertible debentures, the name itself gives us the meaning that these debentures cannot be converted as equity shares during the lifetime of the company. Whereas the convertible debentures will be given an option to get converted their debentures as equity shares if they are willing to. Here there are 2 types. One is fully convertible debentures, partially convertible debentures. The option will be given to convert fully, an option will be given to convert partially. So this is called as division on convertibility, convertible, non-convertible debentures. Now we will take up the topic features of debentures. When you talk about the features of debentures, debenture is a loan instrument. It is not part of equity. It is merely a loan taken by the company. It is not the ownership. Fixed income instrument. On debentures, always fixed interest rate will be charged and fixed interest amount will be given to the debenture holders irrespective of the performance, irrespective of the profitability of the company. Maturity period. Debentures will have fixed limited term of maturity. The amount is redeemed after the expiry of that period only. No voting rights. Since debentures are not the owner, only a loan taken by the company, hence These debentures do not carry any voting right. Priority of claim on income. Debentures holders have priority of claim in income of the company over equity and preference shareholders. Whenever company making the payments, first debenture interest will be paid. After that, preference shareholders dividend and equity shareholders dividend will be given. So that is the reason why we call it as priority of claim on income. Priority of claim on asset. Whenever his company is going to get wound up or liquidation is taking place, then debenture holders amount will be paid first. After that, preference and equity shareholders will come into the picture. So that's the reason why we are calling it as priority of claim on assets whenever liquidation takes place. So these are the features of debentures. Advantages of debentures. First one is no dilution of control of equity shareholders. Since the debenture holders do not carry any voting right, then what will happen? Financing through debentures does not dilute the control of equity shareholders. Equity shareholders' control over the company will be intact. Debenture holders cannot participate in the management decision making body or management decision making process. Low cost of capital. Financing through debenture is a less costly as compared to equity and preference share capital, because the interest will be allowed for deduction for tax. It is tax deductible item. So that's the reason why next is tax benefit is available. Interest payment on debenture is tax deductible. You can deduct the interest which is paid to the debenture holders from the profit. After that, you can pay the tax, which leads to decrease in the tax amount. Priority of claim on income, priority of claim on asset. Already we have discussed these two items. These two were discussed as features. Again, these two are considered as advantage even. So some of the features will become advantages, some of the features will become disadvantages. Limitations of debentures or disadvantages of debentures. Fixed interest payment. Company bear a fixed burden of interest every year, irrespective of the profitability of the company. If the company does not have stable earnings, still the company has to make the payment of interest. That is kind of a burden on the company, the fixed interest. High risk. Every fresh issue of debenture increases the risk of the business as fixed rate of interest payment will increase. So the obligation of interest payment increases, the risk will also increase. No voting right. Debenture holders do not have any voting right. Hence, they cannot have the control over the management of the company. This can be considered as one of the limitations of the company. Secured by fixed assets. When debentures are issued, generally they are secured against the assets. As a result, the company may find it difficult to raise fresh loans from the banks or other financial institutions. See, what will happen generally when we have already given our assets to debenture holders in the form of security, the further loans raising would be difficult for the company because already we kept those assets as security. Provision for redemption of debentures. In case of redeemable debentures, it is mandatory on the company to make a provision for payment on the specified date even during the period of financial difficulties. So interest payment is one of the burdens of the company. On that, whenever we wanted to redeem the debentures, we have to create a provision even so that we can facilitate the process of redemption of debentures. So these are the basic limitations or disadvantages of the company. So I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching the video. Do subscribe my channel Mentor the Trusted Guide and motivate me to make qualitative, informative videos for you people. Thank you very much.